Hi everybody, it's me, Whimsy. I'm about to go touring. I'm going to Aurora, the Chapel of Bones today. So yeah, I'm gonna make sure and take plenty of pictures for people. I'll also be going to the Temple Romano. People had asked if I was gonna go to Fatima. I was thinking about going to Fatima, but the tour guide told me that it's become a money pit, like tourists buying trinkets and things. So when that happens, I think the mystical kind of leaves you. So that doesn't really, yeah, that's kind of like turning me off that aspect. Anyway, I am curious about the Chapel of Bones, of being able to go in and meditate, and also see if I can't do some HCRV on some of the people who have passed, putting myself in their shoes. It'll be very interesting. And yeah, let's see if we can, connect with maybe a monk or something that's passed, and if they can give us their story. I can try and film it, go into the remote, and then try and get as much information as I can about the individuals, images, etc. I thought that would be fun. So regarding last night's remote, I fell asleep. And that's something we tell our students never to do. Grab a phone and record yourself, pen and paper, whatever you can if you're about to lose a remote. But basically, this is one of those remotes I don't think I'm gonna forget. It's regarding Mike Pence and January 6th and his refusal to get into the car that had the Secret Service in it, and the plot to take over January 6th, and the amount of information that Pence had prior to the event, and that Mike Pence has been cooperating with an ongoing criminal investigation with federal officers for some time. And based on what we can ascertain about the remote, it's not just about him fearing that he was going to be whisked away. He was concerned about mock trials that, he could have been killed. So it was the extent to which Mike Pence suspected that 20 members of the Secret Service specifically were part of this deep conspiracy. So we're talking about 20 hands-on members of the Secret Service who had been selected by the Trump team to oversee this. That's a lot of Secret Service when you think about it, that are organizing this type of a plot. So they all have to go to prison. They're all they're all traitors. And it boggles my mind that you could have 20 Secret Service coordinating a situation like this with Roger Stone and other people, and they're trying to lure the vice president into a car, and possibly he's going to face trial and execution, and they're seriously considering it. Mike Pence knew that, and that's why he didn't get into the car. So it wasn't just about being whisked away. It was about being whisked away, held at a location, a mock trial, and then hung as a traitor. It was about the extent to which they had coordinated it. It was about how close they got to achieving it. And I'm being told that 20 members of the Secret Service will be implicated. So that's the deeper story. That is, again, going back to the real investigation, which has to do, again, to the extent to which these individuals were in positions of power in our intelligence agencies. And of course, ultimately, that is where the January 6th committee ends. We have to address these breaches in our national security, and how we compromised national security by having these individuals handing over information to bad actors and hostile foreign governments. Right now, with the situation with the Saudis, they're cutting oil production, they're helping Russia, it goes back to the trade routes and about how they decided to go over to Russia because they felt like America was squeezing them out. Netanyahu, we're pretty sure, has been compromised by Putin a long time ago. We talked about the fact that in the 1980s, Israel absorbed a lot of Russian refuseniks who were working for the Russian intelligence. And so those individuals became a huge security breach for the Israelis. And as a result of those security breaches, it was believed that Netanyahu may have been compromised by Putin. And so consequently, rather than letting the Israelis know the extent to which their intelligence had been compromised by Russia, they have had to work out a kind of arrangement where they tolerate Russia and Putin in ways that are often putting Israel and the West at risk. So in terms of whether or not I think Netanyahu could win, yeah, it's a real possibility if the authorities don't shut the security breaches down in Israel, just like we need to do that here in the United States. All right, thank you everybody for watching, and yeah, I'll try and take as many pictures as I can. Be well. Bye-bye.